Hello everyone and welcome back to the Honeybee Stamps YouTube channel. My name is Kelly and I am excited to bring you day 2 of sneak peeks into the Autumn Splendor release, available on August the 23rd. The first collection of products today is all about snacks and gathering together and spending time with our loved ones and our friends. And this stamp and die set is called So Charcuterie. That's a tongue twister for me. As you can see, there is a marble style round tray there in the center that you can use as your charcuterie tray. There's also cheeses and meats and vegetables, cookies and little breads and crackers, olives. So anything you need to build the perfect little snacky charcuterie tray. Now we also have a charcuterie board die. You can see the great wood grain in the die there. So when you run that through your die machine, it's going to cut around the edge of that board and then leave the embossed detail of that wood grain there in the center. Now, we wouldn't leave you without the perfect sentiment set, and this is called Life is Gouda. So fun, kind of punny little things. There's also some great ones like Let's Get Together Soon. There is a coordinating die set with this Life is Gouda sentiment set, so it makes it super easy, like I've done there to the right, to just pop whatever sentiment you want right onto the top or the side of your little charcuterie board. So this collection is perfect if you're hosting a gathering or you just want to let someone know how grateful you are for them. Next is a great large sentiment set. This is called Inside Thankful. There is a stamp and coordinating die set, but this is all about thank yous and being grateful for people's friendship. You make the world a better place. You have no idea how much your kindness means to me. So if you like to send thank you cards and let people know that you appreciate them, this is a great sentiment set. So there are some thanks and thank yous there at the top. And then there's all these great narrow greetings that can either be paired with those and go on the front of your card or go on the inside of your card. Next, I have some great standalone dies. This is the Grapevine Wreath die. You can see the great layering wreath that I have there, and then the bow in the center. Now this pairs so well with the brand new Itty Bitty Fall Flowers die set. And I'm going to build a card with both of these sets at the end of this video. But you can see all the great leaves. There's little oak leaves, sunflowers, the centers of the flowers, their stems, and then all different sizes and shapes. So you can either layer those together or they can kind of stand alone by themselves using the center of the flowers or even a little pearl, sequin, or gem. Next is the Autumn Splendor A2 cover plate die. I love this. I love all the leaves, the texture, and the little stems and veins that are there in the leaves. This is so fun to use on ink blended paper, watercolor. There's just so many ideas that I can think of to use this Autumn Splendor cover plate. It makes the perfect leafy background for all of your fall scene cards and looks so beautiful with all sorts of sentiments and die cuts. Next is the newest addition to our lovely layers collection, and that is the sunflower dies. You can see there is a layering sunflower with lots of texture in those petals. There's a beautiful leaf and then 2 layers to the center of the sunflower. You could keep it simple by just cutting the layers out of colored cardstock. You could ink blend, use your Copic markers, colored pencils. There's just so many ways to create with the lovely layers sunflower dies. Okay, so it's card making time and I have chosen some products from today. I'm going to use the Grapevine Wreath and the bow, the Itty Bitty Fall Flowers, and the Inside Thankful Sentiments. So I'm going to create a fall card using that wreath. And what I have done first is cut out lots of fall colors of cardstock with those itty bitty fall flowers. And I'm going to use my little spongy push pad and a stylus just to get some shape and have those little petals kind of curl up. You can see I have like a mustard yellow, I have a stack of orange there, I've got all different colors of fall leaves, and I kind of have everything set out and arranged so I can really easily get my little petals curled up with my stylus, and then I can start creating and layering flowers. So some of these I have layered several layers of colors on top of one another. And then some of them I just added the little circle dies, which are included in that die set that create the center of the flower. I'm just going to do a very simple top folding card base in this kind of moody, kind of turquoise blue color. I'm using some of our fall papers as a little backdrop and some Nina Desert Storm cardstock. Now I love this grapevine wreath. I'm choosing to layer it 3 layers, and I did a really dark layer, a medium brown layer, and then just a light layer on top. So I really get that depth and color, and you can kind of stick that together and kind of intertwine those little grapevine branches. Next, I cut out the bow in matching cardstock because I wanted it to match my card base. And I layered I made a double layer of the bow so it would kind of be messy and kind of going every which way. Now I'm taking all my little fall leaves. I did a little bit of simple ink blending on the edge of the leaves just to get a little bit of variation from the little flowers. And now I'm just taking a minute to get everything kind of arranged on my wreath, just making sure that I have, enough flowers, a little spray on either side of that bow. And I love those kind of leaves that kind of stick out and get everything a nice shape, a nice movement as it moves around the wreath. Once I get all the leaves and little florals set up where I want them to go on the wreath, I am going to use my Misty and stamp my thank you sentiment. Now this is from that Inside Thankful Sentiment set, and I set my wreath in the Misty and then kind of arranged that thank you stamp for where I needed it to go. And I'm stamping that in Gathered Twigs Distress Oxide ink, and I triple stamped it just to make it nice and dark. And now I just need to choose one of those nice narrow sentiments that I want to go into the inside of my card. So I'm just going to open up my card base and leave everything set right there in my Misty. And then I have chosen You Are Such a Blessing to Me. And again, I'm going to stamp that and triple stamp it so it's just nice and clear and dark chocolate brown. And then I am going to pull my card base out of the Misty, and now I'm ready to go ahead and set that wreath down around that thank you sentiment that we stamped on the outside. So I'm just going to add some of our Be Creative Precision Tip liquid glue, and that allows me to kind of wiggle things around to where I get it set exactly where I want it. I kind of wanted those flowers and the bow to be offset just a little bit, getting it right around that thank you before I press it down nicely. And then there you have it. So fun to play with paper and ink and stamps. And I just love the way that this grapevine wreath turned out. Thanks for joining me here for day 2 of the Autumn Splendor release. Come back tomorrow for day 3's products, and all of these things will be available at honeybeestamps.com on August the 23rd.